If I'm correct, there's only one of the Valians left unaccounted for. Not that it means very much. I think their expedition is already doomed, even if he is still alive. I don't know what to make of the giant luminous adra that is sick. It had a reddish glow to it. I may very well end up destroying it because I have no choice. It cannot be left as it is to affect the weather in this region of the Deadfire. Once again, the evil we are left with is because of the ancient Inguithans. They seem to have taken the Huana, willingly or by force, and sacrificed them so that their soul's essence went into the luminous adra, so there may be no hope for it, and that would further explain why Aethys hasn't come to claim this big vein. Nairi, the priestess of Tikawara, and the Rauatai might get their wish after all, to destroy the luminous adra vein. But I cannot say so for sure right now, because I haven't explored the entire ruins here at Poko Kohara. It's quite extensive, and there are a lot of enemies that we've had to battle to get to this point. If we can somehow cure this huge luminous adra vein, then that is the way I will proceed. But if there are only two choices, to leave it as it is or destroy it, then I will destroy it. At least if it is destroyed, then the Huana of Tikawara will live a better life, even if that isn't what their leader wants. Either way, I am here to clean up a mess that has existed for millennia by the ancient Inguithans. We are in Poko Kohara, looking into the problems and how to solve it with this giant luminous adra vein. This is an ancient Inguithan ruin, apparently. But the ancient Huana were taken as... somehow they were sacrificed. Whether they consented to it or not, I don't know.
I've got it.
And it has, from the looks of it, poisoned. There's another mirror on the wall. Poisoned the giant luminous adra vein. It now has a glowing red around it. The Huana's figure sacrifice seems to have supplied the pillar with energy, depicted in blue flame.
Yeah?
My goal is to either cure the luminous adra or to destroy it if I have no choice. We'll find out. What's this?
Sure. On it.
The stone and glass of this contraption vibrates with some internal energy, setting the copper rings to buzzing. Oh, there's a pot here I missed. Solution. Box cap. Ingredients. Now, is this door locked?
Right.
Okay, we've finally gotten to the base of the luminous adra. The sick luminous adra.
Looking at that thing's enough to make me queasy. For the love of God, don't touch it.
I've never seen anything like this before. Stairs up? Okay. Well, maybe I'll have to touch it to try to understand what's wrong. This looks like some means of controlling it or interfacing with it. Just see what else there is over here. Energy pulses through the twisted column like an irregular heartbeat, straining at the bounding walls.
I've got it.
Yeah. Alright. The machine at the base of the pillar is in bad shape. The adra panels are warped, and the copper is corroded, but it looks whole. A high keening sound comes from the adra. I'm going to examine the machine. I check the copper connections and knobs. Everything appears to be intact, but none of the essence in the pillar runs through it. The keening grows louder. Activate the machine, then. I turn the adra wheel and adjust some of the sliders. At first, nothing happens. Then I hear a fluctuation in the ether. The wailing grows louder. It's like a portal. essence moves within the adra, opening a dimension as raw and distorted as a fresh wound. Something in that place pulls at my soul, and the distant voices cry out again. Could this take us to whatever, or at least somebody that might know what's causing the problems? I don't know.
On it.
The dimension within the adra is open, tugging at my soul. Project my party into the pillar. This may be the last thing we do. Is everyone willing to come along with this? They nod their heads. Answers. We need answers. And a choice. Ugh, it looks like blood. A force within the adra tugs my soul from my body and into a realm of pure essence. I become aware of a fragmented, dreamlike landscape. It is not a physical place, but rather a shape my mind has formed from the teeming energy. So, it is my presence in it.
I got an itch. Can someone scratch my elbow? I'll lift it with my body.
My actual body is still in Poko Kohara. I feel the cold tiles beneath it and smell the dusty air around it, but I cannot return to it. Something here has a hold on me. The voices I heard outside the pillar scream and wail somewhere close by. It's coming from here. I don't know if there's traps in here, if there could even be traps, but I'll go forward. Guana. Spirits. Their eyes. Oh, it's Kith. It's all several different kinds of Kith. I reach the source of the tumult, a festering mass of corruption. Hundreds of souls cry out within it, trapped and twisted by the accumulating decay.
That is not a good way to go.
No, I don't think so. A handful of souls, still fresh and mostly whole, surface to confront me. One of them separates out from the others and stares me down with grim, hateful intensity.
You do not belong here.
The speaker takes the form of an older Huana man, his visage shifting as if reflected in rippling water. He is not a physical presence, but rather a soul-given shape. Who are you?
We are the dead.
His voice hits in my mind like a clapper to a bell.
We're talking to a lost soul? Hold on, before you say any more, look into the light of my lantern.
Eager, she raises the lantern high, shaking it back and forth to scatter the light around in a skittering dance. Shodi, I don't know if this is the place or time for that. He bares his teeth at her and squints as a trickle of essence leaves his body. When he looks away, the trickle stops.
Maybe you're dead. I do not see Tangaloa's mouth or Sirono's doors anywhere.
A second form takes shape near the first and glowers at him. Their essence sharpen and flicker at each other. This seems like one of the Valians. Perhaps this... Could this be the woman that I found with the last pages of the journal? I don't know.
My storm wreathes Poko Kohara. Ngati's fist drags Valiant ships to the deep. If you come to stop this, you have already failed.
His form gathers definition. Whether or not his words are true, he believes what he's saying. You're responsible for the storms? How?
Ngati holds our souls in this swamp, cut off from the sea. The flow of essence stops here.
He gazes out at the shifting scenery beyond my floating platform of what only resembles stone.
And rots, apparently.
She wrinkles her nose at the putrefying mass and checks under her boots.
What do you mean, rots? Souls are going bad cut off from the cycle? My lantern looks fine and healthy, though.
I don't claim to understand it, girl. I am a miner, not a mystic.
She aims a hard glare at Aniharu. I think she's with the Valians. And it looks like a red-headed dwarf. I don't know whose that is in the background with the yellow dress. Orange, yellow, orange, brown, beige, whatever it is.
The cistern overflows into the world of the living, stirring the sea and skies with the fury of the goddess, bringing storms.
His lips curve into a slight smile. Blinking, Maya clears her throat and eases in closer to listen. So, luminous adra is affecting the weather, or the souls inside it are?
No souls travel through here. The adra screams. Ngati grins, showing her fangs. This is where Valian scheming ends. Ngati's servant holds the dam closed to flood the living world with her vengeance.
He places a hand over the spot his heart once occupied. In all honesty, I don't think that this is an act of the gods or something normal or natural. I think the ancient Iguithans were the ones who became the gods. That doesn't make it something that we have to accept, though. You think destroying this region will save Tikawara?
One village? No. I do this for the archipelago. I am the storm of my people. Adra is the staff I wave to churn Ngati's kingdom.
He opens his palms. The ether around me reacts at once, whipping up the ambient essence into a frenzy. Far away, I think I can hear furious winds growing in response.
Madiko, to arrive at the far side of death and find this babbling brook.
She presses her temples with both hands.
The Valians will not overrun us while I have the strength to repel them.
I think he's doing it. I think they got stuck here. Somehow he's maybe one of the stronger-willed souls, and has decided to just do this. Maybe he has support from others. He furrows his brow towards Beza. These storms chase away fish and blight crops. You're the one killing Tikawara.
Fool! Ngati will stop churning the seas when the outsiders leave. Then I will be reborn as a Ranga.
Leader of the tribe.
Pirates and slavers drove my tribe from our old roots and havens. Now, the Valians do the same with paper. They come to pull Adra from the earth and mill it like grain.
Talk on Plankenet. You have your story and I have mine.
They stare each other down.
There is nothing more to say. Here at the end, outsider lies are a dull edge.
He glowers at me, the ambient essence growing sharp and turbulent around him. You've all died. Maybe I can help you move on.
This is where all things stop. No one leaves, I say.
Yeah, you say. He balls his hands into fists, his shoulders nodding with tension.
Akosi, let's not be hasty. Some of us still have bodies out there.
She puts up a hand in protest and glances to the souls of her crew.
You don't plan on staying here, Ak? Why not let us tag along and see if we can reunite with what we left behind?
She spreads her palms open in a show of benevolence. I'll see if there's anything I can do to help once I leave this place.
Leave without us? No! We go as a crew or not at all. I swear, the things I do for the Sangreta.
Sangreta. She sighs and presses her brow before turning her focus back towards the Juana. I take it she means the company, the Valian Trading Company?
Anaharu, I think we finally agree on something. Let's tear this Botso's soul apart.
At Beza's signal, the rest of the spirits lunge forward. What? I didn't expect this. try to be diplomatic, and this is what happens.
Supposed to happen.
Ow.
Take him down.
Oh, they are falling. Not exactly the outcome I wanted.
What do you need?
Somebody, one of them put up a wall of flame here. I subdue the furious spirits, ripping them into motes of their constituent essence. Beyond this cloud of essence, I feel the pull of the cycle, a force that steadily increases. This pillar remains steadfastly blocked from the natural flow. Power still hums through the essence. Sending it through the cycle would restore the adra around me. Fragmenting it would detonate the delicate balance of power, destroying the pillar. Either way, the steady tug of the beyond grows. I must decide quickly. Sending through the cycle would restore the adra. That's what I want more. Return the natural flow of essence to the adra, restoring its luminosity. I push the essence through the widening channel to the beyond. They churn and spin away. Suddenly, the ether around us develops into a churning maelstrom. I pull myself back towards my body before the force rips my soul away. I'd rather have it restored, even if it means the Valians will come here. And,
Of course.
see, I don't want the Valians to be here.
Will do.
But I think this is the best. I don't really want to destroy the adra if I can help it. I cling to the tether of my soul, racing to the safety of the material world, even as the immaterial one warps around me. Essence floods the newly restored adra, filling it with a light and heat that is both agonizing and rapturous. I return to my body, feeling as though I've just fallen into it from a mountaintop. My companions gasp and groan beside me. I cover my face against the light radiating from the restored adra. Look at this. Well, I don't want the Valians to come and touch this. Personally, I think that would be a terrible mistake. We can return to Tikawara. I don't know if any of the Valians made it out.
Are we here?
What's this? Emerald. Scoria. Huh. I didn't even know that was there. Okay. Well, there was some place to the west of here. Yeah. There's a shrine, what looks like. I noticed a small pavilion containing a large weathered statue of stone a little ways off the path. It appears to be a Huana shrine. Search the surrounding area. I believe Adair is the best for that. The area around the shrine is clear and may prove to be a good place to rest. Let's approach and identify this shrine. Well, I believe that Shodi would know religion's the best. An inscription runs along the shrine's base. Some flee, others fight. Rikuhu consumes all. Well, a pair of stone eels twist up the sculpture. Each eel's mouth clings to the other's tail, creating an unbroken circuit. It portrays Rikuhu, the Huana's rendition of Barith. Pollen and dirt dust the statue, and grass grows wild at its base. It seems some time since the shrine was tended. I'll meditate on my travails and rest. Seated at the shrine, I steady my breathing and allow my muscles to loosen. I organize my thoughts, setting them in order. When I stand, everything seems less perilous or more attainable. Finished, I return to my travels. But there was something else that we could do here. I'm gonna pray at the shrine. Aye, Cap. Nothing fathom-headed about staying square with the old salt who brought you back to life. Seraphin smirks and drops to his knees beside me. Shorty lifts her chin in interest. I kneel before the shrine, whispering my prayer to the cool stone. It offers no answers, but I feel calmer as I rise to my feet and set about making camp. The hours pass without complication, and I wake and continue my journey. Well, I don't think there's anything else in this island, so we can safely... well, there's water here. Could always use more water. I hope that the storms and the weather will return to normal now. And no more mega storms like what we experienced before. Let's go back to Tikawara. This should make their life there much easier. Naira might be happy, although she wanted me to destroy it. But I've healed it. It was either heal it or destroy it. As I said, I would choose to heal it first. Naira, the priestess. So, my wounds are healed. I'm no longer hurt, since we rested at the shrine. As we near the dock, voices roar over the din of the waves. It seems as if the entire village has gathered, and many of them don't seem happy.
I hope that's not for us.
It's looking like it will be. They argue with one another, pointing into the distance, but at my approach, they turn to stare at me, their eyes wide with apprehension or anticipation. The crowd parts for the Ranga, whose grin is as broad as his shoulders.
My fishermen saw your boat sailing from Poko Kohara. The storms, they parted like a school of fish before Nagati herself.
He wipes his brow with the back of his hand. Aniharu won't try that a second time. A hush falls upon the crowd as I speak the name. Rana clears his throat, clearly eager to move on.
Now, the Valiant Trading Company will send ships, people, and supplies. Tikawara will be the greatest port east of Nekataka.
First they must clear room for docks and storehouses. But that will be many months from now, no?
This is what I didn't want either. It's kind of a double-edged sword. Had I destroyed it, the storms would have stopped, I believe. But then what about all the souls connected to it? The dwarf wipes his brow, considering the beach and the half-finished, half-painted huts built along it. The young priestess glares with open malice, the angles of her crossed arms clenched jaw as sharp as daggers.
Already they make plans.
If that's all, I should be going.
I say this is a turn in our fortunes. The first of many.
His smile widens further still.
You are always welcome among us. Accept this and know our thanks.
He gives me an exceptional spear. The others nod and disperse, murmuring to one another as they scatter across the village. Where's the dwarf? He has no way of getting off the island until somebody comes and picks him up, so... Well, let's rest here.
For what do you linger here? The village is much too quiet.
Place to rest. There. Life has returned. Nice to see. But where's the dwarf? Last I saw, he was remaining on by the dock? Did I miss it? Is he still there? Why is there a Juana body in the water?
You need
Hello?
something?
What can you tell me about Tikawara?
The high tide is stingy with fish, and the low tide even more so.
He points down to the beach to a lonely rack strung with a few scrawny fish. Farewell, that should all be ending now. You should have good fishing, good crop harvests. Well, I'll look around. Maybe I'll go speak to Nairi. Oh, it's Tamao. The one that we saved. He was part of the rack and being beaten because he was being accused of stealing the food. Even though he's very lazy and doesn't do anything to help the village. Stretching to crack his spine, Tamao favors me with a tired, disinterested glance.
I hope you do not come for thanks. My gratitude pouch is as empty as my belly, I say.
I slap him. He cries out in shock as his head whips to the side. Raising a hand to his cheek, he searches the faces of the other villagers who witness the exchange. None of the onlookers pay any mind beyond a passing glance.
Damn, you beat me to it.
Maya folds her arms and grins. Hands on his hips, Seraphin grins. Thoughtful, Shuri rubs a knuckle along the edge of her jaw.
Filthy traitor,
he hisses at Maya. She's not one of your people. Same race, but not one of your people.
Ikira, I hope you enjoy sinking to my level, outsider.
He wipes a line of spit from the side of his mouth and shakes it to the ground. Tell me about yourself.
I labor for the tribe, but our Ranga saves the best of everything for his warriors.
And you're not one of them.
For what does a warrior need with a full stomach when we are not at war?
Tamao shakes his head and scowls. Well, there's always the Lago effect. Add some questions.
Lots around here who would answer better than me. I never learned much except how to find food.
No, I don't think you even do that. Farewell. We should go speak to the Ranga, actually.
Ruana was wise to bring us here. A year, and still foreigners never attack.
But our food dwindles. Better to die fighting than starving.
There shouldn't be any dying, no. There should be lots of food. Well, not immediately, obviously, but it'll come.
One day soon, this will be a busy port. You have done a great thing for us.
He grins and claps me on the back. I give him Biza's pages. The Valiants would have harvested your souls to use the machine in Poko Kohara. His expression wavers between humor and confusion. He doesn't know what to make of this, and he's clearly afraid of misinterpreting me.
For what do you say these things? Come, let me see.
He takes the pages and flips through them, but he's moving too fast to read them. Can you read Valian?
As surely as my fingers are webbed.
He laughs too loudly and holds up a hand for me to wait. He continues glancing back at me as he pages through the records. I get the feeling he's contemplating me much more than the papers in his hands. At last, he sighs.
You would not say this if it were not so. I do not understand why, or how the Valians would do such a thing, but I will be cautious.
He tucks the pages away.
It is good that you bring this to me quietly. My people trade enough rumors and fears for twice their number.
You're welcome.
Whatever you need, you must only ask.
Okay, farewell. I don't think you'd want to part with those pages, but... Actually, it's Mukumu.
Justice is most terrible when its blade falls on a friend, I say. Rongi.
Mukumu inhales sharply and trails off, his expression stony. So, that was probably his friend, Rongi, in the water. Let's go to the shrine. I'm sure we'll get an earful from Nairi the priestess, who wanted us to destroy it.
The gods give answers. It is only my duty to listen.
Yeah, so you have nothing else to say? I guess she's accepted what's happened. So, you're still the priestess of the tribe, right? She nods, one finger brushing the crescent pendant at her neck.
We worship the same gods as the foreigners, but sometimes with different names. This is Nagati, the trickster of the seas.
She points to the wooden statue behind her. It's as smooth and as an old piece of driftwood. Yes, we've talked about that before. Something about the shrine statue looks familiar. I've seen that rounded body, and gaping mouth before. I realize it's almost an exact replica of the idol I found in Poko Kohara, on the body of the dead expedition member. Another wave of pain and confusion hits me. I have been feeling well since I picked the idol up.
Foreigners know her as Andra. To us, there is no difference.
You killed the Valian explorers. I found this cursed idol among their things.
I warned them not to go. I warned Ruanu not to help them.
Her fingers close around the weathered coral crescent at her neck.
Foreign ships raided our old villages and carried away our people. Ruanu promised us we would be safe here.
The twine bites a deep furrow into her neck as she pulls at the crescent pendant. Her eyes search mine.
Give it to me, please. Then I will see that it brings no harm to anyone else.
She holds out her hand and levels a steely glare at me.
Oh, Watcher. She is asking nicely.
I give her the idol. Here it is.
Thank you.
That's all it gets. Farewell. So she doomed them. And then I healed it. More may come back. I have to figure out what to say to them. They never returned. I don't know. I'm going to try to put it off for them when I go to meet them, like, as in saying, I never found Poko Kohara, or I did, and everyone was dead, and there's nothing there. Try to keep these Valians away from that place. I want the luminous adra to be left as it is. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.